guys, Race Legends, welcome to the video. Glad to have you all here with me today. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Oh, I made the mistake of venturing out during Black Friday weekend. I took my kiddo to see Moana 2 at a mall, and oh my gosh, I've never seen it this crazy. Big mistake. And if you guys out there do the same, I had these ambitious plans of actually finishing my Christmas shopping like early, and then I got next to nothing. So that was cool too. Shame on me for not learning my lesson here after years and years and years on this planet. Anyway, guys, here we're talking about Skeletor. You can see him in the background. I had to make this video. It's a tough video to make because I love this character. I love this IP. Based on the comments the last few days, some of you are a lot younger than yours truly and have no respect or understanding of He-Man. But for me, when I saw him in the game looking so freaking badass, I was really excited, right? I mean, he looks awesome. He's from my favorite faction, Knights Revenant, as well. But it pains me to make today's video. Now, I will show you a guide on Skeletor tomorrow after I have him, or maybe the day after, because as of right now, the time of this recording and the release of this video, I want to make sure that I got it out there right before the end. So we're still one day away, around 20 or so hours away from getting Skeletor, getting our hands on this champion. So he's a trap. I think he's a trap. I said in the first video that I joked that he's an epic in disguise as a legendary, but the truth is he's worse than that, because he'd be, in my opinion, he'd be like a pretty mediocre, average, maybe above average, probably average epic champion that takes legendary skill tomes to build, right? And the worst part about him is that you really do need to put the skill tomes into Skeletor if you do want to get his full utility and take advantage of the kit, the good parts of his kit, right? So then you're really investing legendary skill tomes into who I think to be a very mediocre champion. Honestly, when I read his kit, I kept waiting for more, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat. You see that A1? Okay, increase the duration of a random debuff on the target by 1 turn. A random debuff, how about, 3 debuffs or something like that? That's the standard nowadays. Some champions have a less than 75 or 100% chance to increase all debuffs. Okay, not the end of the world though. Still can certainly be helpful. Each hit has a chance of doing that, so not a bad A1. On the A2, attack 1 enemy, single target. First thing I saw was a 5-turn cooldown. And again, you have to book it to get up to 100% and book it to get the cooldown. I'm starting to think Yaga the Insatiable vibes here, right? These are a lot of books. And again, this is a warning to you out there. I'm not telling you what to do. You might love Skeletor. You might love the IP. You might love the look. You might actually like what he does and feel like you need that on your account, and more power to you. Go for it. It's not going to ruin everything for you to sink in some skill tomes, but I just don't think he's good. I think it's weird because Plarium does this from time to time. They do give us a lot of really good free champions, right? The UDKs, the Sun Wukongs of the world, very, very good champions. Even Loki was very, very solid, I think. But once in a while, they throw a free legendary that they make all the money on the back end. People buying the shards and actually putting resources into a crappy champion that could very well be an epic. So although he's technically free, he is. And it's really cool that Skeletor's in the freaking game. He's just a trap for a lot of players who don't need, you end up going to build him. You're going to be building this dude, and he's going to be sitting in your vault. He's going to be a great vault guard for you, right? So what is he doing? Petrification, one of the best CC debuff in the game. It is single target. It's going to basically strip them from debuffs, not allow them to be debuffs. They missed their turn as well. Remove debuffs. It's great. It's single target though. If it's a boss, it plays a decreased attack and a decreased speed for 2 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. You got to book it up. Decreased speed, I love it. It is single target, though. Decreased attack, I like it. I love it. But it's single target. It's good for bosses, but it's not a great ability. It's single target, and you have to put in a lot of books to get the full utility out of it, right? That's my opinion, at least. Begone Fools, the 5-turn cooldown with an increased accuracy. Big version on all allies for 2 turns. Now, that's great. Big version, increased accuracy. But there's a lot of champions, rares included, that have big version of increased accuracy on all allies. Some rares have it on a 3-turn cooldown with no books, like Krasar Depart. 3-turn cooldown, no books, big version, increased accuracy on all allies on his A3 ability. Now, we have Begone Fools. Begone Fools! Not bad for a Skeletor impersonation, no? So we have that, but it needs to be booked. Okay, at least we can steal block debuffs and one other buff from each enemy. There's no attack happening here. He is going in and stealing one buff from each enemy, along with one block debuffs if they're under it. Not a bad ability, but it's not, you know, a game-changing ability. You're also decreasing turn meter by 15%. Who cares? You know, look at an old school legendary champion like Nethril. He's got a decreased turn meter by 75%, right? And he's old. Or Razin Scarhide by 100%, right? So like, yeah, it's nice, a 15% turn meter decrease, but it's not that nice. Okay. And then he has the Master of Evil. Basically his accuracy goes up for each buff on the enemy that he's targeting, which is nice, right? And he has a decreased accuracy when he's hit. When he's hit, he places a decreased accuracy on the attacker, a chance of doing that, right? That's it. That's his entire kit, you know? Man, he feels like, I mean, I've said it 10 times now. He feels like a trap to me. What he's bringing to the table, again, petrification is pretty cool, but I don't think it's going to justify. The problem is the players who need a skill set like Skeletor are going to be early game players. Early game players, this is the ability I was talking about, by the way. It is a 3-turn cooldown, increased accuracy on all allies, 2 turns, right? I mean, this is a rare. It is a void rare, but it's a rare nonetheless. You know, I think it's a trap because players who are going to get utility out of a kit like Skeletor's are going to be the players that personally, in a vacuum, which is hard to do in this game, but in a vacuum, I would not recommend put legendary books into a champion like that. A Skeletor without legendary skill tomes is a really bad champion. Now, Hell Hades, I do want to give a contrarian point of view a little bit. HellHades.com gives him a 3.5 out of 5. I would frankly, and it pains me to say this, I love this dude, and let me know how badly you disagree with me in the comments below, but I think I'd give him like a 2. I think I'd give him maybe a 1.5. I'm a lot lower on Skeletor, and it sucks because I love Skeletor, man. It's dirty. They did him dirty. At least his base HP is good. He's got that going for him. He has an accuracy aura as well. Is it all battles? I think it is, right? He has an accuracy aura all battles by 60. You know, that's certainly not bad at all. You could definitely make the argument, hey, I'm going to use him in Faction Wars, Ash. I'm going to use him in a couple different areas just for that accuracy aura, maybe for the increased accuracy. Don't care that it's on a 5-turn. It's cool. And that's more power to you. Like, that's how I would recommend using Skeletor, looking at a champion like Skeletor. They go on to point out that they like the decreased attack, decreased speed on bosses. They like him in Fire Knight because of the decreased speed. He has a 2-time hitter on his A1. He has no hits on his A3. I don't know. I don't know if I'm loving in a 1-hitter on the A2. I don't even know if I love him in Fire Knight, honestly, guys, personally. But here's the area rankings on the website. Again, in the arena, they give him a 4.5 out of 5. And I can understand why they rank him highly in the arena with petrification, single target. You open up with the increased accuracy and you're stealing a couple things, right? I just think, man, maybe I'm grading too hard on a curve here. But I think compared to like obviously Sun Wukong, I mean, it's not even comparable, right? But it's just, there's a lot of champions out there who steal buffs. There's a lot of them, right? And it always sounds like it's going to be an absolute game changer. And then you get your hands on these champions, you're like, yeah, all right, they're all right. You know, like a Samar Gem Curse, right? He has an AoE, stealing 2 random buffs before attacking, right? 2 random buffs before attacking. He's got it on an AoE right there, right? Better than Skeletor's, maybe, you could argue, or maybe worse. I don't know. But it's very similar, right? But you know, never hear somebody like, oh, Samar Gem Cursed, I love him because of the buff steals, you know? It's one of those things that, you know, I don't think he's a 4.5 out of 5 personally. And again, just to state the obvious here, Hell Hades crew knows a lot more about Raid Shadow Legends than yours truly. But that's my take. A weak damage rating on his A1. An average damage grading on his A2. So it's not like he has some secret damage ability that can whip out and surprise everybody with. Listen, guys, I hate to make a 10-minute video just sitting here bashing a brand new free legendary champion because free is free. And I get it. Not every champion in this game can be the best champion in the game. Not everybody can be the best. I get that 100%. But I felt like I had to make the video because I was so excited in my initial Skeletor and He-Man video that I think I let some of that enthusiasm really, I don't know, bleed over to maybe compelling players like you have to go for this dude. I was just so excited of the IP of He-Man and Skeletor being added to the game and less so excited about his kit. Frankly, I think he's very bad. I'm talking like Chronicler Adolin or worse. I'm talking like one of the worst legendary champions in the game. Just users beware out there. And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys out there will absolutely love him. And if that's the case, tomorrow, the next day, whenever, in a month from now, let me have it in the comments below. Guys, thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.